So I just woke up like 3 hours ago, and my whole sleep schedule is all knocked off. So I'm going to be busy for the next couple of weeks. But I made some notes here that we're going to go over regarding the Clover Health earnings and a little bit of some projections. Now, again, these are not ideal. There's another calculation I need to do that you guys all are all familiar with, the IVC, the intrinsic value calculation. Right now, Brain Machine is slowly synthesizing the data. Once it gets finalized and accepted from the SEC, our proprietary software, Brain Machine, is going to take in that data and then is able to plant out the free cash flows and analyze all that for us so we can do a more sophisticated analysis. Thanks, Dee. I appreciate it. So overall, we're just going to go ahead and read from this, and then I'll stop in bulletin point number 3 because I believe this is very important. So make sure you share this video. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation going on around Clover. Yes, the stock is being shorted. And sadly, there's some retail investors that want the stock to go down too because they lost a lot of money and they're just trying to make money on the way down. Play the game there. But overall, so Q1 2023 revenue for the company was $527.8 million, with a net loss of $72.6 million. Okay. Now the insurance side of the business, the revenue increased by 14%. So this was around $317.1 million compared to Q1 of 2022, right? So the insurance side of the business, let's just kind of focus on that increase. It's 14%, right? Which is good. It's definitely good to hear. The biggest thing that I want, the takeaway here is the third bulletin point, the medical cost ratio. It improved to 86.6% from 96.4% in the insurance segment. Now, why is this important? Well, because what is 96.4% or just 96.4 minus 86.6? Let's just make it simple. What's 96 minus 86? That is pretty much a 10% difference. That is a 1,000 basis point difference. Now, you may have probably heard that term, 1,000 basis points, 1,000 basis points. That is a really big deal. Okay? Now, why? Well, because what is Clover Health prioritizing? They're prioritizing folks that are insurance companies that are the incumbents normally overlook. These folks are unfortunately have a lot of chronic diseases and a lot of illnesses, and unfortunately the insurance company has been unfortunately unkind to these types of populations that have unfortunately been historically marginalized, right? And what you're seeing here is you're seeing a 10% reduction in costs, which is something that other insurance companies have not been able to accomplish in the short time frame Clover Health has been active. The biggest thing here is if you look at the MCR for the non-insurance side, we know the revenue declined by 65%, as what we've been talking about on this channel for quite some time. But the MCR improved to 96.1% from 99.8%. Now, they need to figure out a way to improve this non-insurance revenue, and whether that's going to, the non-insurance side of the MCR. And whether that's going to be the 3.5 star and hopefully 4-star increase in the futures to come, or whether that's essentially being able to better calibrate and selectively pick what resources to allocate that will significantly reduce MCR, or maybe it just needs their model, their AI, Clover Assistant, just needs a little bit more data input for this non-insurance side, or perhaps maybe the ACO, different types of change from the direct contracting, may be better in line with how they function in the future. But regardless, this needs to get better. As you saw in the earnings report, ladies and gentlemen, there was not a lot of folks in terms of analysts that were there. And to be quite frankly honest, the analyst questions were garbage, right? Terrible questions. I liked how Andrew Torrey at the end started talking more about AI and machine learning. I wanted to take just a very quick tangent line right now, just a very quick tangent, and just talk about something important. Palantir, and we'll make a little bit more videos about that, is another AI software company. It's kind of, think of it as like Home Depot. What do you mean by Home Depot? Does Home Depot build houses? No, they do not. But they supply the components you need to build a house. That's pretty much what Palantir is becoming. It's becoming like a Home Depot for AI. They're able to personalize your business and create you an AI that will be used to help personalize your needs to essentially build your AI side of the business to reduce cost or whatever have you. Recently, they hit a milestone where they're going to be profitable throughout every quarter of the year. In fact, since this happened, Kathy Woods purchased, I believe, 30 to 40 million dollars, I think $40 million plus in the stock. So she repurchased back in because again, once a company becomes profitable, and then it just goes up from there, and then the intrinsic value calculation, essentially, the stock price is going to get closer to the intrinsic value. So why am I mentioning this? Well, because there could be some competitors in the future and whatnot in regards to the Palantir's ability to generate some form of an insurance GPT. But perhaps Clover, to combat that, they could team up with them in the future. Who knows? But I don't see Palantir going anywhere. They're here to stay, and there could be a potential that we may be looking at the next $1 trillion company. We don't know now, but I wouldn't bat an eye. I would be very not surprised if this turns into a $200 to $300 billion company. All right. Based off of the market cap of what AI is going to bring, it's going to be potentially a 20 to 50 trillion dollar market cap in the future. Just the whole machine learning AI and how everything's structured. So going back right now to Clover, I like how Andrew Toy talked more about Clover, but just an interesting part is if you go to my Al Stock Trades Twitter, I retweeted a post from Palantir regarding how they're able to use AI. And let's say, for example, I'm Ukraine and you guys are Russia. Or fine, I'll be the bad guy. The example works better if I'm Ukraine. So I'm Ukraine and you guys are all Russia. And you guys, there's more of you than me. I'm just, right? So I can have a drone over your people as you invade my country. And I have a drone over my people. And this drone feeds and recognizes artillery tanks, people. And what it does is Palantir's ability to take that drone footage information, the AI recognizes it, and you basically tell the AI, give me a plan of attack to win. So what you've essentially done, ladies and gentlemen, is for all the gamers out there, you created cheat codes and you're telling a computer how to win a war. So who's going to essentially win? A human general or an AI? It's very clear an AI is going to win. All right. So that's just what I've been wanting to basically say on that front. The second front is I'm publishing a paper with the Chief Scientific Officer of Microsoft. Yes, you heard that correctly. It's regarding AI and machine learning using OpenAI's algorithm on the United States medical licensing examination. And the results are going to basically trip you up. The results are going to trip all of you up. I wouldn't doubt in my mind that for the common symptoms of cold and things that Teladoc can basically fix, I wouldn't be surprised if a future AI platform will take that job. This thing is hunting after knowledge-based workers, which historically I have never seen before. Usually it's workers on the bottom of the food chain that didn't graduate high school, that tend to be disrupted. Now, this is going after everyone now. No one's safe, right? In fact, a lot of people in healthcare I'm talking to, some of them are actually going into fellowships now to train for procedural-based, for example, interventional cardiology, just to be able to have some form of procedural protectiveness with this AI movement. So with Clover, their ability to decrease MCR by 10% is very promising. And based off of the inherent calculations where I'm seeing them wanting to go profitable, I think this is what they want to do, is by Q4 of 2023, this year, they want to be free cash flow to potentially net income profitable. I don't know if that's attainable, but it's either going to be Q4 of 2023 to Q1 of 2024. That's, I believe, what they want. My calculations, I believe it's going to be either late 2024 to early 2025, most certainly 2026. So there's other bulletin points here, but I don't want to waste your time. It's pretty much everything you guys already know. The EBITDA is projected to be negative $125 to $175 million. One thing I didn't mention is the adjusted EBITDA in Q1 of 2023 improved by 40 million to essentially negative 30.5 million compared to Q1 of 2022. So that's an important line there. But to all the folks, unfortunately, there's been a lot of I chuckle when I go on Reddit because it's so funny. I take it with a grain of salt. Some guy was like, "Oh, I sold it all and I feel great." How do you feel now, buddy? I mean, how do you feel now? I mean, you sold at 70 something cents, and now the stock's up 30%. I mean, how do you feel now? In the end, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be articles. Oh, if you would have spent $10,000 in Clover in 2021, 2022, this is how much you'll have after 5 years or 10 years. Listen, investing is hard, okay? You have to have the emotional grit, and we keep talking about this emotional grit, psychological competence that helps you win. Listen, you're going to hear feedback from so many people. You're going to, hear there's a lot of bullshit that goes around in this world. There's a lot of naysayers, there's just a lot of negativity, and there's just a lot of shit, right? And unfortunately, if you don't do your due diligence in something, then obviously an opinion will sway you. I mean, guys, when I first learned about the stock market, I was looking at a company and somebody posted on Yahoo Finance, because before then there was no Webull, there was no StockTwits or any of this place. Yeah, it was Yahoo Finance. And, someone posted something negative about Yahoo Finance, and I was like, oh my God, I was like so scared. I was checking the news, and it was fun. I didn't know that people do that. People are that dirty in business. People are dirty, guys. Okay? Understand that. You have to, at the end of the day, you are on your own. Okay? This country, unfortunately, there's a sad truth and reality to how things are structured. We have amazing innovation, amazing, the best country in the world. But the dark side of this country is the capitalistic nature and model of how things run. If you ask every physician in this, in this country, I guarantee you 90% will tell you they do not like the healthcare system they work in, and they wish it could get better. The reason why they don't like it is the way that capitalism works. Okay? In the end, you're on your own. You have to take care of your health. No one's going to take care of your health for you. If you get sick and you get diabetes and God forbid, whatever happens, at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. And if you fall, who's going to help you? So what my point that I'm trying to make clear to you and send to you is that, sadly, no one will care if you fail. Okay? That's just how the world works. Okay? Just look at when you go out in Skid Row and watch the homeless. How in the world did California allow this to get to that level of insanity? Why did anyone step in? People just basically ignore it and focus on their own life because it's hard as it is. In the end, there's going to be a lot of negativity. There's going to be a lot of FUD regarding the market because that's how money is made, right? And it's up to you to trust yourself. Look up, for people that watch this channel, and I thank you for watching this channel, and I thank you for subscribing. It means a lot to be able to provide and be able to help and give my insights on what's happening in the market. I recommend you watch Arnold Schwarzenegger's, I hope I said his last name correctly, 6 Rules of Success. Go watch it. Print it, put it on the mirror. Please do it. Put it on the mirror. Trust yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. Ignore the naysayers. Work your butt off and give something back. Look up those rules of success, ladies and gentlemen. I always forget one of them, right? You have to trust yourself. You have to do your own due diligence. This is why we started this stock terminal, this stock group terminal where investors from all around the world come together and use data-driven decisions to help them navigate the stock market. Now, I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there. Unfortunately, they're like full-time YouTubers. And all they want to do is essentially make money off of their subscribers. Listen, guys, I hope that it has been very clear to you that I don't use you guys to make money. I don't pump my alstocktrades.com every I don't make videos a lot, right? I focus on highlights in the market, which we need to talk. There's a lot of things that happen, especially with the CPI report. Well, that's another video. But the goal of creating Al Stock Trades and the alstocktrades.com website was not to make money. It was to create a freaking utopia, a world where you can say whatever you want to say. You can have freedom of speech and be able to use data-driven decisions and obviously not have your freedom of speech impose on other freedoms of speech. Let's make that clear. No racism or anything like that, right? But I wanted to create a place that doesn't have FUD, a place that is, if you say a statement and if you say something, you better back up your statement by, referencing why did you say this, and please give me references on, what is, what were these statements made from. Unfortunately, you go anywhere and there's just shit everywhere, and that's why we created the Al Stock. That's the point. And I'm sorry I haven't been online on YouTube. I've been a little absent. But just understand that we are in the beginning of an S-shaped curve, right? A sigmoidal curve. We haven't even started yet. And once I'm done with my medical training, I'm going to revolutionize how individuals understand and navigate the stock market. Our group is going to be so damn good that it's going to be like any investor's dream. Go out there in the bar. Go out there in church. Go out there in your school. Go talk to your fellow residents. Go talk to your fellow attendings. Go talk to your fellow coworkers if you're not in the healthcare field. Go talk to them about the stock market. What are they going to say? It's a gamble. I don't know too much about it. Yeah, I don't really care about that. I don't really care about money. It's so hard to find people that are passionate to essentially not only better themselves, but just to better understand the world that they're in. For me, understanding the stock market allowed me to understand GPT more, which allowed me to connect to the CSO of Microsoft. It has increased the opportunities I have, and it gave me a more holistic view. And guess what? It's going to make me a better doctor. And now I'm able to understand what companies are out there and how successful are they going to be, and innovation, and how to basically create innovation, and how to better practice medicine. Because AI is going to change this. So that's essentially the goal of what I'm doing here, because it's in my best interest to go do more publications, focus on me, because my career is set, right? I'm going to be a doctor. My career is set, right? But a true man and woman, a true successful human being in my books, is not the ability to collect one's own successes, but the ability to spread the love and spread the passion of success, and to carry as many fucking people as possible out of poverty and out of the middle class. Okay? That's my goal, right? That's why I started this thing. If you look up Restaurants on the Edge on Netflix, season 2, episode Arizona, I'm on that episode, and you'll see my nonprofit. This was shot before the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, when the pandemic happened, I saw people in lines as far as the eye can see, and I was giving out produce and feeding the poor. And as I was watching the stock market rise and the rich becoming rich, and the people that are sworn to basically uphold the Constitution and protect our country and our citizens trade in the stock market, such as the Federal Reserve and congressmen pretty much backstabbing the American people and make money, I was watching all that, and that's why we created this. If you want to get these 10 baggers, if you want to find these stocks that are just definitely risky, but for going from negative free cash flow to positive free cash flow, it's hard. It's mentally taxing. And hopefully we've created this environment to essentially be able to help. So I'm gonna go through the comments real quick. They expect, Joe, they expect to be EBITDA next year positive. You see that? Yeah, and that's what I was looking at. I think that's what they want based off of the short calculations I was looking. I'll look at AQST. We're going to develop something in the future regarding YouTube stock requests on that. I appreciate it, CS. Thank you. I appreciate it, D. Hey, man, it's definitely one of my passions to be able to use the internet and be able to help as many people as possible. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much money you have, we all go on the floor, we all go on the ground the same way, right? So the only thing that makes sense is what can you do in terms of the people that you help. It's just a ripple. It's literally a ripple. This like ripple of hope, because like all the people that are in our group, they're learning about intrinsic value, which is something that unfortunately no one knows about, sadly. And they're going to teach their kids, and it's just a beautiful ripple. It's just beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead, do some OBGYN. And I submitted, by the way, just a quick update on my medical side. I submitted 5 abstracts to the Congress of Neurological Surgeons. There's a meeting in Washington, D.C. in September. I'm going to go to it, hopefully. Fingers crossed I got accepted to present. And that'll be really nice to see my colleagues. I really love research. Just being able to improve patient outcomes and especially translational medicine. I honestly, I can't lie to it. I'm a basic scientist. I really love basic science. All right, guys, it's a privilege and honor. I love each and every one of you. Be safe. Go to the gym. Take care of yourself. 30 minutes a day. Work out. You have to have a healthy mind, body, spirit, and soul. All the above is congruent to a happy life. Okay? You can have all the money in the world, but if you're stuck in a hospital under a ventilator, is that success? If you have all these chronic diseases, not saying you're bad or anything, but if you have all these chronic diseases and all this money and you have to go to a doctor every other 3 days, is that success? You know what I mean? Try your best. Now, I'm not saying that people that are sick are unsuccessful. I'm just saying that if you are not sick right now and you are sad about your life, it is better. There's things more to money. So in the time frame of this bear market that we're in, / recession, focus on other things. Focus on your health, right? Focus on your mental space. And that's all I have to say for you guys. God bless you all.